Hey guys, it's Lydia here, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a slightly more beginner friendly cardio workout. And for this workout I am not necessarily going to be taking out jumping completely. I know a lot of times beginner cardio is going to have like no jumping, and I feel like just because you're a beginner doesn't mean you can't jump. If you feel like your knees or your ankles start really hurting or your low back in any of the jumping moves, you can switch it to a more modified version, which I will show you. But if you feel like you're just getting a little bit tired, I want you to push through and try to jump. So I'm going to make it a little more intense, but these are still very easy moves. And whenever I'm doing a harder move, I'll follow it up with a slightly easier move, just so that way you don't completely die on me. So how this workout is structured, we're going to be doing 45 seconds on with a 15-second break. We have a quick warm-up, and then we have 12 exercises, all nice high cardio work. And then we're going to be doing that twice, so a total of like 20 minutes of the workout, and then we're going to have a quick cool down. So the whole thing should be about 30 minutes long. This is going to be a great workout to get your heart rate up, build your cardiovascular strength, as well as a little bit of toning in here, because a lot of times people assume that cardio is just jumping and like no toning. There's going to be toning in here, and you're still going to be feeling the burn, and you're still going to burn fat during and after the after the workout. So without further ado, let's dive into the warm-up. We're going to start with some nice big shoulder rolls. Go into the back of the room. You really want to make these nice and big and exaggerated because we really want to warm up those shoulders. Alright, and then go forward. So for the next move, we're going to do some basic squats, and for these squats it's really important to have some good form. So when you squat down, you want to make sure to be pushing your knees out, pushing your hips to the back, and keeping your chest up. So that it's not that complicated. It might sound a little confusing, but basically a lot of times when you're squatting, it's easy for your knees to come in and for you to kind of rock on the middle, the other insides of your feet. But you want to kind of push your knees out and keep your weight mostly in your heels, to the point where you can wiggle your toes. That's going to work your glutes a lot more. And like I said, push your hips to the back, so you don't want them coming up. It's not a deadlift, it's a squat. And then what I mean by keeping your chest up is, so a lot of times you can kind of dump in. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your chest nice up and open. That's really going to help keep that nice upright posture. Last one, and relax. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to be doing a jog with an a front punch. So basically, this is very simple. You're just going to do like a light jog, like you're jogging. And then you're just going to punch straight forward. It doesn't really matter how you punch, but if you want a tip, just completely extend your arm and bring it back in towards your face. And that's really going to give you the best punch. But if you don't care, if you're just warming up, you don't really care about technique, it doesn't really matter what your punch looks like. This is a really good warm-up for your calves too, since we're going to be using that a lot when we jump. Alrighty, relax. So for the last exercise of the warm-up, we're going to be doing a step jack. So this is just a modified jumping jack that's really nice when you're still warming up and you're not quite ready to jump. So you're just going to step your legs out and in. If you want to, you can take this to a full jump. But since we're still warming up, I'm just going to take it to a step. relax. I feel my shoulders getting a little bit sore in that one too. Alrighty, so are you ready for the workout? I'm so excited for this workout. Like I said, 12 exercises. I'm gonna do it twice. We are just gonna start off with some hamstring kicks. So if you have problems with your knees, if you really don't want to jump, you can take this to just like a walk. You don't have to jump. But if you can, go for a jog. So in either one, what you want to do is go as fast as you can, land on the balls of your feet lightly, and kick your foot up as high as you can. So even if you're walking or not jumping, you want to go as fast as you can and kick your leg up as high as you can, so you're not going like this. And you also want to use those arms. And either one you're doing, use those arms. It's going to get the heart rate up faster. Don't forget to land softly. And relax. That's such a great one to just get that heart rate up. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to do a alternating wood chopper. This one's great because there's no jumping, so anyone can do it. You're going to have your arms and legs straight at a diagonal. Bring them together in a crunch, then switch sides, together in a crunch. And you want to go as fast as you can. Your abs in tight. Should be a really good crunch. And relax. Just a quick reminder, you can always grab a drink in this quick 15-second break. For the next one, we're going to be doing a skip to squat. So skip to one end of your mat, squat down. You can touch the ground if you want. Skip to the other side, squat and touch the ground. Now the touching the ground is optional. It just makes you go a lot lower in your squat. You want to make sure if you're touching the ground, all the squat rules apply. So you're still pushing your knees out. You're still pushing your hips back. Your hips should not be coming up like this. You're not just reaching down to touch the ground. You're squatting and touching the ground. Last one. And relax. Okay. So next one, we're going to do some basic jumping jacks. Like I said, if you feel like you don't want to do jumping today, not feeling right, you can do the step jack like we did in the warm-up, or go to the regular jumping jack, but try to push yourself. If you can do a regular jumping jack, do it. Remember to land softly on the balls of your feet. Relax. Okay, so next one, we're going to do a little more ab work, because who doesn't love that? You're going to go a standing crunch, go down, toe tap. Bring your knee to your elbow, other leg, toe tap. Here we go. Less cardio, but I still want you going nice and fast. Last one. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to do a similar thing to what we did in the warm-up. We're going to be doing some leg switches, the overhead punch. So for leg switch, you're just going to bring it, I guess like scissor legs, bring your legs, and then while you're doing that, punch up into the air. You know, cardio isn't normally a lot of upper body, so I really wanted to incorporate a lot more upper body moves. So your shoulders and arms are working just as much as your legs. You even have some ab moves in here as well. And relax. These moves are killing me. Okay, next up, we got a squat jack. It's just like a jumping jack, but you're gonna squat instead of bringing your legs out. Squat and come up. You don't wanna jump, step in, step out. Nice and low in that squat, then pop right back up. And relax. That is killer for the legs. Okay, I'm gonna grab a quick drink. Next one, we're gonna do some quick side steps. Here we go. Very simple. Oh, I want you to go fast. I'm gonna even add a little jump to it. Relax. Okay, next up we're going to do another squat variation. This time squat down and then do a cross crunch. Here we go, squat down, cross crunch. This is another really good move for like kind of like a rest. So it's a lot of toning in your legs, but less cardio. So this is a really good time to catch your breath. Relax. Okay, we have our last move of this round. That is a squat, or not squat, jog with arm beats. So arm beats is where you beat your arms forward. Here we go. It's really simple. It's really going to burn out the upper body while keeping that lower body engaged as well. At the halfway point, we're going to switch and push backwards. Here we go. Push the back now. You're definitely going to be feeling this in your shoulders at this point. And relax. Whew. Alrighty, so we get a 1 minute break. feel free to grab a drink, stretch out a bit. These moves are killer. They're great high cardio moves. And any of them you can modify in that jog. You can just take it to a march. You know, they're very easy to modify, these moves. For a few stretches you can do a nice shoulder stretch. Stretch out those shoulders after we just worked them pretty hard. Let's stretch out your hamstrings a bit. Just reach forward. You can also clasp your hands behind you and bring them forward. That really stretches out your arms. Alrighty, let's start from the beginning. Here we go. Hamstring kicks. It was a really fast minute. Didn't feel like that long, but we're back at it. Remember, no matter what level you're at, do your best. Next we got that woodchopper. Now that you know these moves, you can take a little more time in the rest because you don't feel as anxious about which move's coming next. Get set up, and here we go. Crunch, other side. Relax. Okay, next we got that skip to the squat. You can also just take some steps, and touching the ground is optional. Remember, if you are going to touch the ground, your hips go back, not up. So you don't want your hips going up, they're going to the back of the room. And your chest stays lifted here. Got about 5 seconds left. You can do this, everybody, and relax. Next we got the jumping jacks. Remember, you can always modify, but don't quit. Here we go. Next up we got the cross crunch to toe touch. Here we go, crunch, toe touch. Next we got the leg switches with the overhead punch or scissor legs. I don't know what you call these. Here we go. And that overhead punch really does burn out your shoulders. If you want to make this harder, you gotta always hold a light dumbbell in your hand, and that would really bring up the intensity for the upper body. And relax. Next we got squat jack. Here we go. Remember, if you need to take that modification, you can. Just try to go as fast as you can. Five more seconds. Keep pushing and relax. All right, we got 3 more exercises and then we get a cool off. Let's go those quick side steps. Remember, use the arms in this. Don't just let them be hanging. I really start to feel this in my glutes and outer hips. It's toning as well as bringing up your heart rate. And relaxed. Next we got a squat to a cross crunch. Here we go. Squat, cross crunch. Remember the squat rules that I showed you. Knees out, hips back, chest up. On that crunch, really squeeze your abs. And have a lot of control coming down. Because a lot of times when you go onto one foot, you can lose your balance. So try to maintain control on the way down. And relax. Our last move, here we go. We're gonna do that jog with the arm beats. This time, pulse up, and then we're gonna pulse down. Before we pulsed forward and backwards. Here we go. You want to keep your arms strong and actively pushing them up. At the halfway point, we're going to push them down. All right, push down now. Relax. Woo! That is it for today's workout. Let's go on to the cool down. All right, you're gonna start by grabbing one foot. You can hold on to something if you need to, and pull it towards you, pushing your hips forward. Get a really good stretch in your front, your quads, and your hip flexor. All those squats really tone your quads, so stretching them out is really nice. And then switch sides. Grab the other leg. This one seems really sore. Really push your hips forward, because if you're going like this, that's not stretching it out as much. So if you push your hips forward, really stretches out your hip flexor and quad. Alrighty, release. And bring one arm across your body. Stretch out your shoulders. You know, we did a lot of moves with your arms in the air and pumping, and it really does wear them out after a while. Alrighty, switch. Really try to calm down your breath here now. Alrighty, let's take some nice big shoulder rolls like we did in the warm-up. And then go forward. Alright, so then grab your arm over your head, pull it over, stretching at your tricep. You can always kind of bend your whole body that direction, and that really gives a nice stretch for your whole side body. We did a lot of standing crunches today. Alright, switch sides. So you can start with just kind of pulling your elbow towards you, and then you can pull your whole body in that direction and really stretch out your tricep all the way to your obliques. Alrighty, relax. Next, let's just go into a simple forward fold. This is really good for stretching out your hamstrings. You can take your legs as wide as you need them to be, or they can be together to get a nice deep stretch. The ground for our last few stretches. Alright, so come to seated, and we're going to do a pigeon pose. So that's where your front leg is bent and your back leg is behind you straight, kind of like a split. And we're going to start by just standing up pretty straight. So this is stretching your hip, but it's also stretching out your back. If you stand up really straight and try to arch back, you might feel a good stretch in your low back a bit. And then either you can put your hands on the mat in front of you, or go down onto your elbows, or completely lower your head down to the mat to get a really good stretch in your hip. Come on up and do the same thing on the other side. You're going to start by arching back as far as you can. One side might feel a little more sore or less flexible. That's completely fine. Just push yourself to feel a nice stretch, but never any pain. Alright, and then remember, you can reach forward as far as you need to go. Alrighty, so come to the center, and for our last stretch, bring your heels together to go into a butterfly sit. Either you can stay here, push your knees down with your hands or your elbows like this, or lean forward. I'm going to lean forward because I feel like it's the best stretch for me, but just pick the one that's right for you. All that running and everything and squatting, it really does wear on your inner thighs and hip flexors. So really just like taking time to stretch them out is really important. So it really does help prevent injury as well as soreness. And it just feels so nice and relaxing after a really hard work. Alrighty, come on up. That is it for today's workout, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy doing cardio workouts. I feel like they're very important and oftentimes get neglected. But today we made sure to get that cardio in, as well as some toning and strengthening and stretching. We got it all. So I hope you enjoyed this workout, and please subscribe because this whole month I'm going to be posting workouts every single day. This was the first workout of that challenge. Tomorrow we're going to be doing an ab workout, after that a nice long stretching routine. I'm just going to keep posting 30 days in September? I think there is 30 workouts in a row every single day. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Hit that bell. Come by tomorrow for a great abs toning workout, because this one had a little bit of abs but not enough to really tone them. So come by tomorrow for a nice good toning workout, and I will see you then. Bye guys.